You got a target on your back, and they come looking at you, and are looking for you. And I think that you got to be up, and I think that you got to be ready, and you got to play the best baseball.
I do like our chances, but nothing's going to be handed to us. It's up to us to go out there and get it.
We've assembled, a great group of names, but ultimately you have to go out and prove it on the field. And I think we all realize that and understand that's, kind of what lies in front of us.
Do we know that there's going to be a target on our back? Do we know this, or do we know what everybody's saying? Yeah, we hear it, but I think the one thing about all the guys in the locker room is we choose to ignore it because we know that we've got to go out there. We've got our expectations for ourselves, and we've got to go out there and try and live up to our own expectations.
They don't just win games because of who they are. 29 other teams in Major League Baseball don't read the names on the roster and walk away from the diamond. From day one, the 2011 Phillies repeatedly stated that nothing will be given to them. Success will not come without tough challenges, and no doubt there would be a target on their backs from the start. All season long from a distance, we've shown you shots of Ashburn Alley, how packed it is. Well, the Phillies get set for a 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves, and it is bustling out here. That's right, a year ago, about a week from now, the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves were battling for the National League East title. The Phillies were 3 games up at that time, and then they took care of business. This year, a little different story. The Phillies lead in the division a comfortable 7.5 games. The Braves lead in the wild card very comfortable. That's right, folks. You see atop Ashburn Alley. Look at the lights. That's where we are. The fans are ready to go. This is always a big series here in the regular season. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, Chris Wheeler, and thousands of our friends here at Citizens Bank Park. Always exciting to be out here. Always exciting to be out here during a big series. And, Wheels, this is a big one, and one of the big guys is on the mound for the Phils.
Yeah, Tom, Cliff Lee goes tonight, and anytime Cliff Lee goes out there, you think you're going to have a really, really well-pitched game. Here's Cliff Lee. He didn't have a real good month of July after a great June, but where to start it off? How about San Francisco? That's where he started with the Phillies when he came here the first time. Well, he was tremendous this night against the Giants. A loud crowd out in San Francisco. He had a bunch of strikeouts. See him using his curveball really effectively in that game, and he won a big game against the San Francisco Giants in that very hostile environment that it is when you go out and play in that ballpark. Now, last time out, the Phillies were in Cincinnati, and he was really dealing in this game. The final game for him in the month of August. He had real good stuff in that game, too. Used his curveball effectively, pitched 8 2/3 innings. He had 2 outs, nobody on base in the 9th inning, and then he got in a little bit of trouble. Ryan Madson came in and got the job done, and the Phillies won that game in Cincinnati and then would go on to a 4-game sweep. So Cliff Lee, an unbelievable month of August that we hope will make him the National League Pitcher of the Month. You see what he has done right there in the 2 seasons, and the guy has just been tremendous in the 2 months. Back in June, 5-0. In August, 5-0. The numbers are almost identical, and it's hard to believe that a guy could put 2 months together in the same season like that, Tom, and maybe be Pitcher of the Month twice.
Well, this is a great opportunity for him against one of the better teams in the National League, the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. The fans are certainly ready out here at Ashburn Alley and all around the ballpark. Here are the matchups for this series. It's Derek Lowe against Cliff Lee, Tim Hudson against Vance Worley, Brandon Beachy against Roy Oswalt. It all gets underway in just a few minutes here at Citizens Bank Park. There's no doubt the fans are ready to roll. We'll be back out here tomorrow. We'll be back in the booth in just a minute. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota offers fuel efficiency you'll love, only better. By Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Xfinity, only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Independence Blue Cross. No matter where you are in life or business, we have plans that fit. Go to plansthatfit.com. To do tonight's open as we get set for this 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves. A lot of buzz in the ballpark. This is a very quick homestand for the Phillies. Let's take a look at the Braves lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at center field, Michael Bourne. Martin Prado's over at third base for Chipper Jones. He has the flu. Brian McCann is the catcher who hit third. Dan Uggla is at second base, batting cleanup. Matt Diaz over from the Pirates is in right field hitting fifth. Freddie Freeman sixth. And the bottom third of Gonzalez, Constanza, and Derek Lowe. And no-face Phillies left-hander Cliff Lee, who's coming off an incredible month of August that was probably topped only by an incredible month of June.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges when you think about it, trying to compare those 2 months. They're so close statistically in what Cliff has been able to accomplish this year. He got a little bit out of whack during the month of July, but boy, he sure put it together again during the month of August. Southwest Airlines scouting report on him. He's had a couple games against the Atlanta Braves, including one this year where they hit him a little bit. That's time now for a Nissan Keys 2. Tonight's game, a light rain falling here at game time. Well, the Braves are a lot better with this guy at home plate right now, Michael Bourne. And you have 2 complete pitchers out there tonight. These guys can hold runners on, they can field their positions, and they can hit.
Oh, we're underway, but that first pitch strike to Michael Bourne, acquired by the Braves from the Houston Astros right before the trade deadline. Bourne has 36 hits since coming over to Atlanta. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Overall, he's hitting .299 with 2 home runs and 44 runs batted in. That bottom number, the 19 and 11, is probably the key. They're 8 games over 500 since they picked him up, and he's provided a totally different dimension to the top of their order.
It's kind of like what the Phillies said when Hunter Pence showed up. They took 2/3 of the outfield away from the Houston Astros of these 2 teams. Freddie Gonzalez got Bourne, and Hunter Pence filled the Phillies' need. Well, that's what Michael Bourne has done for Atlanta. He's really a good player.
Ground ball to second base. Nothing's routine with Bourne running, but that one is as routine as they will come. So Bourne's retired, and that'll bring Martin Prado to the plate. The acquisition of Bourne meant that the Braves could move Prado to the 2-hole. And we talk about this with Placido Polanco. He's probably a better 2-hole hitter than leadoff hitter, although he was okay as the leadoff hitter.
And 2-hole hitter because he can hit the ball the other way. He'll take pitches for a base stealer like Bourne. And this guy gets a lot of clutch hits for this team. He did it again yesterday.
Hits one sharply towards short. Michael Martinez makes the start there tonight. 2 outs. Well, that seems to be the game plan tonight against Cliff Lee. Swing early, swing often. During the 2011 season, Turkey Hill will contribute 1 victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. With 2 outs, Brian McCann is the batter. McCann overall .282, 23 home runs, 64 runs batted in. He was 1 for 9 in the series against the Dodgers, a series that the Braves were fortunate to get out of Dodge with 1 victory. They came from behind to win yesterday.
Off Kershaw, no less.
That one's hit hard, a base hit into right field. So a 2-out single for McCann.
Here comes one of the stories in baseball. Dan Uggla. You couldn't be worse than he was for a long time this year, and it's hard to find a player who could have gotten hotter.
Uggla overall is hitting .236 with 32 home runs and 70 runs batted in. He's hit in 8 straight, and earlier this year he hit in 33 straight. This after starting the first 3 months of the season hitting under 200.
Raised his average over 60 points, and still look what he's hitting. It doesn't look that great, but he started to raise his batting average at a point where he had a lot of bats. It was hard to do. You had to get 2-3 hits a game almost to have it go up the way that he did.
Phillies have handled him this year, and Lee has handled him during his career against him.
Yeah, they've handled him because they saw him early.
Quickly, it's no balls and 2 strikes.
He's another one of these guys, Matt Diaz, who's back. As you look at first-year guys who have hit 30 or more home runs with the Braves, J.D. Drew doing it in Colorado, Jeff Burrows.
The guy on deck, Diaz, and this guy have always hit well in this park.
The 0-2. Ooh, boy. Let's hope that gets to be a strike at some point during the course of the evening. Wow. 1-2 the count. Dan Iasonia behind the plate. The crew chief Dale Scott at first. Jerry Meals at second. C.B. Buckner around at third. The 1-2.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Ugla down on strikes to finish up the first inning. No runs, one hit, one man left for the Braves. Right out of the chute, Cliff Lee came out throwing strikes. And his last strike takes us to the bottom of the first. But moved a step closer to 200 strikeouts for the year. He's at 199. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at center field, Shane Victorino. Placido Polanco bats second. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and Hunter Pence. John Mayberry's in left field. He'll bat sixth. Carlos Ruiz hits seventh. Michael Martinez has done well against Derek Lowe and the Braves. He's batting eighth. And Lee, of course, hits ninth against right-hander Derek Lowe. Very familiar with the Phillies. Overall this year, 9-12 with a 4.52 ERA. Coming off a real good start his last time out. He's going to throw a lot of sinkers, changeups, breaking balls. Tries to get outs quickly on ground balls.
Victorino takes a strike to begin his at-bat. It's 0-1.
Southwest Airlines scouting report, you see a lot of his outs on ground balls.
His career numbers at Citizens Bank Park. Ground ball right side. Ugla to his left. And Victorino's retired for the first out.
Both these guys will, you know, Lee is running up so many strikeouts. It's surprising because he's one of those guys you think about, like Derek Lowe, will pitch to contact. They don't want to have long at bats up there. They want to throw pitches and get guys out fast. And Derek Lowe's really good at that. And Lee is too, but for whatever reason, he's really a strikeout pitcher now.
One away. Here's Placido Polanco. 4 for 24 in the road trip. Overall hitting .274. And he takes one away. 1 ball and no strikes. Braves do not have Chipper Jones in the lineup tonight. Prado's playing over at third. As that ball is lined toward right center field. Bourne can't get to it. He kicks it for a moment, but Polanco has to hold up at first. A 1-out single.
You expect Michael Bourne to catch everything, but that thing was coming down in a hurry, and then he did a really good job of kind of deadening it with his glove, and it didn't get that far away from him, especially for a guy like Polanco to advance base. See right here, he just flips at it right there, but he had it under control right there as it goes off his wrist, and that with that speed of his. Stay right there at first base because he can really throw too.
They'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. Bourne has won 2 gold gloves, by the way, out in the outfield. Utley takes inside 1-0. Mentioned that Chipper Jones is not playing tonight. Chipper Jones took yesterday off. It was a scheduled off day. but he has flu-like symptoms. They did say, Freddie Gonzalez said before the ballgame, that he could pinch hit if the Braves need it. There's Chipper. Line drive, base hit it to right field. Polanco at least get to third. Diaz cuts it off, and he'll hold Utley to a single. Pretty good start for the Phillies. First and third with one man down.
And now you want to finish it off with runs.
Speaking of Chipper Jones, he was quoted a lot yesterday, even though he didn't play. We beat all their big three at some point during the season. We know we can play with them. We've just got to concentrate on playing 9 full innings, because if you have a letdown against those guys, they're going to beat you. Now, he did say that the Braves have resigned the fact that the Phillies are going to win the division and that they're going to concentrate on the wild card, but they also want to concentrate on winning this series, whether it's to send a message or not to the Phillies or to themselves, that if they play each other in the postseason, that they can play well.
Well, it's really hard to argue with anything Chipper Jones said there. That was all said very professionally from a guy who's allowed to say those things, who's been a winner all his career. He likes his team and he respects the opposition. You know, that's fine.
2-0 the count to Howard. Ryan Howard has 32 runs batted in his last 36 ball games. And it's 3-0.
It's almost like they're pitching around him right now. Base not necessarily open, but there is one open. Nobody's on second, so they walk him here. Now see if Charlie gives him a green light. They have all the infielders in the infield to try and get a double play.
Outside, ball 4. He just walked him on 4 pitches. And the bases are loaded for Hunter Pence.
That was a really good at bat by Ryan Howard, not to get impatient there and get himself out. That's what Lowe was trying to get him to do.
Well, here's Hunter Pence, his first time really involved in this rivalry between the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. Overall, a .307 hitter. This is what he tweeted over the weekend. Well, we'll get to it in a second. It was actually kind of funny, and it shows his energy, his love for this spotlight and this opportunity. And a swing and a miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Here it is. Not the best last couple of days. He meant Saturday and Sunday in Florida, but still a 5-2 road trip. Let's get after this huge home series and have some fun at the bank. That's pretty good.
Well, that's his personality.
I asked him about it last night. I said, I saw your tweet. I said, it's going to be a great series. He goes, oh, yeah, man, that's what it's all about.
And you know he's going to swing. And, you know, he just did his game in Florida. It didn't work out. Of course, he's the guy who hit the ball yesterday that caused a big controversy.
Bases loaded. 0-2 the count. Inside, 1-2.
Oh, thank goodness he didn't call that, because that looked like the same pitch he didn't call on Ugly.
Freddie Gonzalez, his first year. He'll let Dan Iasonia know if he's upset about a call or two.
I say Freddie has run this club just like Bobby Cox, except he doesn't get thrown out of many games.
Hit hard toward the hole. Base hit it to left field, and the Phillies will take the early lead. Polanco scores. Utley will score standing. A 2-run single for Hunter Pence. It's 2-0 Phillies. Well, he wanted to get after this huge home series, and he does right in his first at-bat.
Well, we've seen him do that a lot when he's with the Phillies. Since he's been with the Phillies, he'll get 2 strikes on him. They look awful. And then all of a sudden he'll make something happen. Derek Lee got that ball in the middle of the plate, and he scoots it right in the hole. It really looked like they had a chance at it there, Prado, but he does not have great range there to his left, and it got through easily. And Chase Utley really running hard from second scores. So, you know, they jump right on Derek Lowe, and that's what you want to do to veteran pitchers, get them early.
Well, the Phillies aren't done with 1 out. John Mayberry is the hitter. Mayberry gets the start tonight against Lowe. He's 2 for 3 against him. A couple of things that went into Charlie Manuel's reasoning behind starting Mayberry over Raul Ibanez. A, Ibanez played the whole game yesterday. And B, Charlie felt like he was going to play Mayberry at least one time in the series, if not twice. So he figured he'd have a good opportunity to maybe get into something against Lowe.
And what he's been trying to do, and we've talked about it a lot on the telecast, is not expose him to nasty right-handers. And Derek Lowe is a very good pitcher, but he is not a nasty right-hander. He's a sinker slider guy. His breaking ball is not one of those ones that's a real hard slider. It's kind of a spinner. So this is the kind of right-hander you want him to play against. Even Hudson tomorrow is really good, but he's not nasty. You know, he's not one of those guys that comes at you hard with hard stuff from the side.
Late call by Dan Iasonia. It's 2-2. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Louis Sakar of Collingdale, Pennsylvania. The Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and Louis will win $300. Swing and a miss, and Mayberry's down on strikes. First strikeout for Lowe. And there are 2 outs.
He threw him some sliders, and that looked like a changeup, and he got him to chase. See what the pitch is here. Changeup. And he swings over it.
Well, now Carlos Ruiz, who had a good road trip and has had a good year against the Braves.
Talk about a guy who might be a little tired tonight.
He knew on Friday that he would wind up catching the day game after the night game in Florida, and then tonight. And he'll take tomorrow off. Brian Schneider most likely will catch.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be a day game yesterday, and it turned into almost a doubleheader that he caught in that heat.
Ground ball toward third. And Prado will take it right to the bag, and the side is retired. But the Phillies strike first. They get a 2-run single off the bat of Hunter Pence. So we go to the second. It's 2-0 Phils. At Bat 11 app is you can follow it during the regular season or the postseason. That's right. If you go to MLB.com, or you can text at bat to 31826, you can get the MLB at Bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or your BlackBerry. It's a great addition to all the baseball coverage that we've enjoyed in recent years. And when that little tyke is even older, then there'll be even more technology than we'll know what to do with.
I wonder what the new term for tweeting will be.
There's Matt Diaz to lead it off. Diaz takes inside. Third game with the Atlanta Braves for Diaz in a second tour of duty.
And he right away perked up. 5 for 8. And he's always hit well here.
Now Diaz, you see his overall numbers. He hit .259 with the Pirates. But here at Citizens Bank Park, as Wheels said, we didn't see him much when the Pirates were here, but he's a .317 lifetime hitter.
Wears it out to right and right center throughout his career, too. At one point, he had tremendous power at Turner Field. He hit the ball out of the ballpark in that part, and it's deep there. It's kind of like where we were yesterday and over the weekend in Florida, how deep it is in right and right center. Pitch inside is not a strike. There you go right there. 31 hits the other way.
Little roller up the third base line. No chance. Or a little chopper, I should say. No chance for Polanco. That'll be a base hit. Well, the Braves come into tonight's ball game in very good shape in the wild card. They're up 9 over the Cardinals. That means the Cardinals already lost today. Yeah, they lost 4-1 to the Brewers. And up 9 over the San Francisco Giants. So for the second straight year, the Phillies and the Braves should make the postseason.
Right. Should.
Here's Freddie Freeman. Swing and a miss. Although, as Chipper Jones said yesterday, the two will be in the postseason.
Yeah,
he had it all broken down.
He's got it all broken down. That's good.
Freddie Freeman leads National League rookies in 2 of the big categories. He has really battled a hip flexor injury. Now, he can play first and he can hit. He just can't run.
Yeah, they say he's really struggling running. But this guy right now is a rookie of the year.
You don't think Kimbrel is?
Well, see, I always like to give it to the position player.
Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Lee. That's number 200 for the season. The first time in Cliff Lee's career he's reached 200 strikeouts for a season. That's really impressive.
Yeah, he doesn't really care. No one said anything to him about the ball. He's got the same ball back, even though that thing went in the dirt. I was watching to see what happened, and they gave it back to him. It's a cutter. Carlos Ruiz, well, he just walks away, and first base occupied anyway, and they threw the ball back to him.
Alex Gonzalez is the batter. Gonzalez hitting .231 this year, 12 home runs, 47 runs batted in.
I know what you're saying about Kimbrel. I mean, he has just been so good closing.
Rookie record for saves.
Rookie record for saves.
To left field, playable for Mayberry.
Sure, he's going to get a lot of votes, and I guess Freddie Freeman will, but just a personal opinion, I always go for the guy that plays every day.
Yeah, I don't think you're off with that. I think a lot of folks do that. And Vance Worley will also be in the mix with 10 wins. There's Vance. He'll start tomorrow night.
Yeah, he won't be rookie of the year, but you're right. He will get some consideration. He's done a tremendous job.
Here's Jose Constanza hitting .337.
This guy can really run.
Takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Listed as a switch hitter in the Braves on the Braves roster, but is a left-handed hitter.
Yeah, well, he obviously is a left-handed hitter because that's a left-handed pitcher out there. So if he's a switch hitter, something's wrong.
They appeal. C.B. Buckner says he didn't go. 1-1.
But he's a guy that was in the he's one of those 6-year minor league free agents out of the Cleveland organization that you just hit on once in a while.
Utley charges, gets there quickly, flips with the glove just in time.
Tell him.
He does run well, and the side is retired. Really good play by Chase Utley. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left, and the 200th strikeout for Cliff Lee, and a little defense behind him to take us to the bottom of the second.
He is on each given night. Here's your chance to ask myself, Wheels, and Sarge any question you like about the team, the game of baseball, or anything else you're interested in knowing. Follow us on Twitter and send your question to Phillies. Also include the hashtag #AskTheBooth. Selected questions will be answered in a later inning. Bottom of the second, Michael Martinez leads it off. And Martinez takes strike one. It's 0-1. Martinez hitting .217. See, 3 for 6 against Lowe, 8 for 17 against the Braves.
And he is a switch hitter.
He is a switch hitter.
Yes.
And batting left-handed right now.
Starting to rain.
There's the rain falling. I heard there would be some moisture in the area the next couple of days. Ponchos are going on.
We've been unlucky this year, late in the season.
Outside, 2-2.
We get years where you don't have rainouts, even rain delays, and now with all these tropical storms, hurricanes, it's one of those things.
Well, right now it's kind of it is raining harder than it was before, but it's not a torrential downpour.
No, they'll play through this.
Right.
That's what you have to hope for tonight, because evidently it's going to rain.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody got their fertilizer down. 2-2 pitch to Martinez. Chopped towards second. Uggla backs off on it. There'll be plenty to talk about. Daily News Live and Michael Barkat are coming to Citizens Bank Park once again. They were here today. They'll be here tomorrow beginning at 5 o'clock. It's AT&T presents Daily News Live only on Comcast Sportsnet. Ricky Bottalico was here as well to the pregame show. Cliff Lee takes a strike. Saw Marshall Harris wandering around.
It's a big game when all those guys show up. You know, that's official. There's certain guys when they're in the house, you just know it's just a big game.
Aaron Boone's here.
Aaron's here. Yeah, he's going to be doing the game on later on this week, and he stopped by to say hi. He's going to go back hotel and watch the telecast. He said, critique us. What a nice guy Aaron Boone is. He was a nice. I can call him a little boy. That's what he was. I knew him when he was born, and he's doing a really nice job. There's Aaron. He's doing a really nice job now as a broadcaster too, and just one of the best people you ever want to know.
He was out saying hi to, what did you say, Uncle Greg?
Uncle Greg
out in the Bulls barbecue. There's Sarge talking to Uncle Gary.
Uncle Gary over there. I'm Uncle Wheels once in a while. Yeah. Said I feel old enough without you calling me Uncle. He had a nice major league career, and he's parlaying it into a good job he's doing as a broadcaster. Nice going, Aaron.
2 outs for Shane Victorino. He grounded out his first time up. Victorino came into tonight's ball game 10th in the league at hitting at .304, 8th in runs scored. He has had a couple of really good seasons against the Braves statistically. The last 2 haven't been great. This year, though, I mean, he's been on fire against them.
Yeah, they started pitching him a little bit differently with more off-speed stuff, because he killed them with fastballs, hard stuff, and then they went away from it for a while, and for whatever reason, as you said, Tom, he's much better. Of course, he's good against everybody this year. Shane's just having a tremendous offensive year.
441 against the Braves, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of teams, and there are. If we were to go over every team individually, but there aren't that many that are getting him out regularly.
Back toward the middle. Gonzalez was shaded that way. From behind the bag, he throws out Victorino, and the Phillies are retired in order here in the second. So 5 in a row retired by Derek Lowe. If you haven't come to the ballpark this year, come on down as we go to the third.
question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, name the only Atlanta Brave who ever pinch hit for Hank Aaron. That's a good question. I mean, it's going to take some thought and some guesswork.
I remember hearing that too, but doesn't mean I have an answer.
Derek Lowe takes a strike. Maybe you can go talk to your personal assistant and see if he has the answer.
Who, Greg?
Greg Castriato.
Yeah.
Derek Lowe trying to set Cliff Lee up. He takes it, another strike.
I certainly admitted yesterday that was not my guess, that I wouldn't have known Reggie Harris was the answer, nor Mark Leiter.
Mark Leiter was here on Alumni Weekend. Reggie Harris was not.
No. Derek Lowe hit a home run his last game, huh?
Right down the left field line.
Of John Lannan. He said he never hit a home run in Little League.
Amazing.
I didn't either.
Well, he's just taking pitches here. He's taking 5.
Just standing there. And that can really be annoying sometimes for a pitcher, especially with a guy like Lee's command, because you know he's saying all I can do is throw this over.
3-2 pitch. And a call. Strike 3. Lowe had no interest in swinging the bat.
I wonder why. You know, he can hit.
Well, both of these pitchers usually can swing the bat. So take a look at our Mazda League leaders.
That was one of our in the keys to the game that we put in there, that they both helped themselves with a bat. So I don't understand why he would just stand there like that, unless it, you know, sometimes if a pitcher has some kind of an injury, they don't want him to swing.
Maybe. Michael Bourne is the batter, and he takes up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. I mentioned before that Michael Bourne, before he grounded out to second, we mentioned that Michael Bourne and Hunter Pence were both acquired by the Braves and the Phillies before the trade deadline. And I asked Hunter about Michael Bourne. I said, how impressed were you with Michael as a teammate? And he said, well, he's off the charts. He said, not only as a teammate, but as a baseball player. And the fact that he's a 300 hitter, which he's right around 300, makes him even better.
Oh.
That ball knocked down by Howard. He still has to hurry. And he tags out Michael Bourne.
He looks for his buddy. As Ryan Howard is chasing that thing, he's saying, please don't roll too far, because I got me a jet coming down the line right now. Boy, Michael hit that thing hard, as you said, Tom. And Ryan Howard knocks it down. Here it is. This is a double or a triple if it gets by him. It goes in his glove. And now right there at that point, he was really happy when he looked up and he still had him in his sights. Right there. He's, oh, I got him. Or I think I hear him come.
Michael, of course, former Philly, good friends with Ryan Howard, Jimmy Rollins.
And what you're just talking about with Hunter Pence, Michael Bourne is one of the finest people you ever want to meet. You know, we were lucky enough to have him around here for a while, but you know, the Phillies won a World Series in large part because of that trade for Brad Lidge, and that's one of those ones you turn the page, you wish him luck, and you wish they had traded him to the other league and not to the team in your division that you really have to battle all these games.
Martin Prado grounded out his first time up. And a curve high, 2-1. Well, what Hunter Pence said is that, you know, before this year, when Michael Bourne wasn't a 300 hitter, he was a very good baseball player. But by now hitting 300 and putting it all together, he said he's just off the charts.
Yeah. Well, those two in right and center field, when they played together, it's tough to get hits out in that area. There he is.
Prado breaks his bat.
Oh, man.
He went into the crowd. And we've seen that a couple of times in the last 2 days.
It hit the railing down there over the dugout, and then there's a little kid sitting there, which I hope it scared him more than anything.
Good job by the waiter in the Diamond Club right there. He went down and made sure he was okay.
Yeah, he's wearing orange right there. There's nothing you can do about that when those things come at you. What are you going to do?
Popped up, shallow right field. Hunter Pence comes over toward the line, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Braves go down in order. Here in the third, Cliff Lee's retired 6 in a row. Placido Polanco will lead it off when we return. Baseball, Hunter Pence in the 6th inning hits a ball to deep right field. 2 Phillies fans leaned over and impeded Brian Peterson, it looked like, from making a catch. Now the Phillies filed an official appeal because Joe West, the crew chief, decided to go review it. He called Pence out because of fan interference. He moved Ryan Howard back over to first. The Phillies eventually lost the game. Charlie Manuel was thrown out of the ball game, and the Phillies did officially file a protest as of today. Ruben Amaro was asked why the Phillies filed the protest. I thought his answers were great. He said, we're trying to do what we think is right, and that's why they filed the protest, because they did not feel, the Phillies did not feel, as Charlie said yesterday, that the instant replay was used properly.
Right. What should have happened on that play probably is umpires huddle out there, and one of them says to the other, did you see fan interference?
Right.
And if any one of them go, I absolutely saw fan interference, they go, okay, you're out. Hunter Pence is out. Back to first goes Ryan Howard. And if they didn't see it, they leave it the way it is, and Jack McKean gets thrown out.
Or they say, one of them says, I think that might have been a home run. And then they review it.
Well, yeah, if they think it's a home run. But,
right.
you know, they didn't act like it was a home run. They acted like it was interference.
Yep.
That's what the whole thing was. Why all they had to do is just huddle up like they do once in a while and ask if one of them saw fan interference. That's all they had to do.
Well, which brings us to our first question. Our first Ask the Booth. What is the strangest umpire's call you both have seen? That's from Dave Hunt 8. Wheels, what do you got?
Well, I didn't know the rule at the time, but certainly learned it. It was July 4th, 1976, the bicentennial.
Bicentennial.
Phillies were in Pittsburgh. Bases were loaded.
Our nation's 200th birthday.
Yeah. We were in Pittsburgh while everything was going on in Philly. Tim McCarver was a batter off Larry Demery, and he hits a screamer to right center field. It looks like a double. Next thing you know, it disappears over the wall, right center. Grand slam home run. That's what you think, right? You look out in the field, and there is chaos like yesterday. I mean, there's guys running around. There's umpires pointing all over the place. As it turned out, when Timmy came around first base, Gary Maddox had gone back and tagged up.
Oh.
He passed him. And nobody knew how do you score it? What's going on? They wound up giving him a single and 3 RBIs. It was a bicentennial grand slam single.
Fly ball to center. Michael Bourne is there, makes the catch. There are 2 outs. Well, that's one of those things where you think you know the rules, and all of a sudden something strange happens like that.
I tell people all the time that I learn something in this game every day. Yeah. If we're around it every day, everybody can. And when you think you know the rules, you find out as you don't.
Well, and as far as yesterday is concerned, Joe West's comments after the game when he said that Jack McKeon asked him to review it for interference and Charlie Manuel asked to review it because it was a home run. Well, Charlie never came out. So that's all Joe had to say in the papers, was that he thought it might be a home run, or one of his colleagues did, and then they could have reviewed it and everything would have been fine. But as it turns out, it's going to be a story for the next couple of days.
Somebody look like Charlie out there?
Charlie said, I don't think Jack McKeon asked if it was a home run. No. He goes, I've known Jack for a long time. He's a pretty smart guy. He wouldn't do that.
Now, as you said, it'll make fodder for instant replay and enhanced instant replay and all those kind of things. But the rule, pretty clear about that. You know, it's for a home run, for boundary calls, and they use it for something else. Now, when they went in and looked at it, they went, oh boy,
and if
we got that wrong.
Ryan Howard hits it back toward the middle. Well, as we mentioned yesterday too, once they review it, if they think it should be a home run or they're not sure whether it should be, they can rule interference. Now the other question is, would Brian Peterson definitively have made the catch? He looked like he had it lined up, but who knows?
Who knows? Maybe it goes off his glove. Anyway, it's everybody I talked to this afternoon it was annoying. Turn the page. Phillies lost the game. Probably should have won that game a lot of different ways, even with that. Move on. But file the protest, and you never know. Can't hurt.
2 outs for Hunter Pence, and he takes outside.
Here's Hunter's big hit in the first inning. Looked like a hanging slider, a little bit middle in part of the plate. He was trying to throw it away. Was Derek Lowe, and right through the hole. That's the one he was trying to throw.
1-1 the count. My strange umpire call, Wheels, was in the minor leagues where Bill Welke, who's now a major league umpire, threw our mascot in Trenton out of the ball game. Standing on top of the visitors' dugout. And 2 innings later, the mascot came back as the mascot's mom.
It's good. It's creative.
Bill Welke wasn't happy about that.
I wouldn't think so. Clearwater had an organist named Wilbur Snap get thrown out of the game one night when Wilbur played 3 blind mice after a call. So he got thrown out of an A game down the Florida State League.
Back toward the middle, off the bag. Ugla makes the play, and the side is retired. 4-6 on the putout. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left for the Phillies. We've completed our first 3. Cliff Lee will go back to work with a 2-0 lead. Love, like fully assembled quality office chairs from Hahn, Hubut, WB Mason. Now we head to the 4th. Oh, Whitey would be proud to watch this team on a daily basis. Ashburn Alley, where we did our open tonight, we'll be out there again tomorrow. It was packed when we were out there. It's packed once again. Brian McCann leads it off. Phillies lead it 2-0 here in the 4th. And the first pitch is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. backhand singled his first time up to right. Broke his bat. Well, he's broken a lot of bats tonight. Utley hops over the top of the bat. One away.
He's got that cutter working, and he got it working exactly where he wants it, on the hands. No damage at all when batters are hitting the ball. See that? Right off of his hand. He tried to bring in his hand, tried to pull him in. Tried to clear his hip, but that ball stayed in there. Good pitch. There it is again, right on the hands. Ball's not going to go anywhere. Get up. All right.
A lot of broken bats the last couple of days, Sarge.
Yeah, want him to keep those first pitch strikes, keep him off balance.
Dan Uggla struck out his first time up. That was number 199 for Lee's career. Curveball a little high, 1-1.
Doesn't quite have the feel for that curveball. Once he gets that working, makes things easier for him. Good pitch.
That was a changeup that so looked like a fastball.
Yeah, and he's done that. He's thrown a lot more changeups tonight, getting off the fastball. This club's a good fastball hitting club. Been throwing changeups, and that cutter has been devastating so far.
A spinner, shallow center field. Here comes Victorino. He makes the call. 2 outs. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Oh, it is sold out once again here at Citizens Bank Park. Have some different camera shots for you tonight, as you can see. Matt Diaz takes upstairs. Diaz reached on an infield single his first time up. Well, Matt Walp is providing all these camera shots. There's Matt. He's like an acrobat. He's on top of the sea.
Wow.
Fly ball straight away center field. Now off to the right a little bit. Victorino on the run. Out toward the fence. Makes the catch. And the side is retired. He had it sized up all the way. It was just a matter of whether he was going to run out of room or not. 25 consecutive scoreless innings for Cliff Lee. Look at the eyes of Victorino. Looks at the fence. Perfect technique. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tickets this year. Did you miss your opportunity? With the deposit, fans can now be placed on the priority wait list for 2012 season ticket plans. Deposits do not guarantee a ticket plan, but do hold a place on the priority wait list. See the ticket section at Phillies.com for details. John Mayberry leads it off here in the bottom of the fourth. Mayberry struck out his first time out. Phillies scored 2 runs in the first on a base hit by Hunter Pence. Two 2-0 the count to Mayberry. I mentioned it started to rain a couple of innings ago, and it's steady, but it's not bad right now. Off the foot of Mayberry.
Now take a look at this when that ball is hit. Every time the ball's hit, umpire has some place to go. Reason, he's going out there right behind second, wants to see whether or not that ball is bobbled, whether or not that it's trapped. The further they get out there, the easier the play it is. That's a great job there. Definitely going out and checking out exactly where the ball is.
That's Jerry Meals, the second base umpire. And you're right, Sarge. The umpires all have a responsibility on all plays. You know, yesterday when Hunter Pence hit that ball to right field that the fan interfered with, Joe West had to go down the line to see whether the ball was hit, whether it went over the wall. They don't all move as quickly as, let's say, Jerry Meals just moved.
Well, no, and I didn't think in last night's ball game that West had gone out really far enough for me. I will say, however, after really looking at it, I mean, getting the play right, I thought it was interference, but the umpire has to go out. Each one of the umpires have a job to do when that ball is hit in the outfield, and obviously there's some common sense that goes along with it, depending on hitting left center, down the line, etc.
Well, it's not an easy job, as we have seen. And, you know, there are times where we think a play should be one way, they think another way, and we look at the replay, we're like, well, they're right.
Right, exactly. And a lot of times you don't even know, looking at it on the replay, that the plays are really so close. That's why umpires doing it right away, you know, again, it's a tough job.
I like, from an umpire standpoint, with the rotation, when there's, let's say, a play at the plate, and the home plate umpire has to go up the third base line and look at third, and the first base umpire has to come toward home plate. You know, there's a communication that's done between the umpires, and it's neat to see how, you know, they become part of the game and part of the rotation to make the play the right play.
That's a good point there, too, that they do become part of the game that way, and that's why you always have them where they stay together. You get used to each other, get used to each other's moves, which helps the game.
Carlos Ruiz. No balls and 1 strike to Carlos. Hit into a fielder's choice. Mayberry has stolen 6 bases this year. He's been caught 3 times. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Ruiz.
Got back pretty easy. That means that he can take a few more steps going toward second base. Pretty good lead for any runner, usually is near the cutoff. Right near the cutoff by the bag. That's usually a pretty good lead for any runner.
.60 pitches now for Lowe. There goes Mayberry. And a line drive foul. Mayberry got a good jump.
Boy, had a great jump. You know, everybody's lead is different, and sometimes when you're running, that ball right out in front there, Carlos catches it as he hooks the ball foul. But again, every runner, when they're out on first base, they have to feel that they can get back. So you get out at an area where you feel comfortable as a runner.
Chopper to short. Gonzalez didn't know which way to go. He was in between, and everybody's safe. E6. 12th error of the year for Gonzalez. He's been really good for them defensively, and he just made a poor decision on where to go with that.
Yeah, I think in between hop, he didn't know whether or not to come in or go back. Top spin. You can see the ball as it takes this little weird hop. It comes in, not able to get it. Once he does, it's just too late. Actually missed it just about all the way, never in the glove. Maybe hitting the side of the glove there.
Michael Martinez, the batter. Prado's in on the grass at third. He squares and bunts toward third. It's a beauty. Low off the mound. Throw is low. Dug out by Freeman. That's a really good play by Freddie Freeman.
Oh, boy. Thought that ball was going to end up down that right field line. Freeman picking that ball with Martinez bearing down on him. That's what made that play so difficult. Don't see that very often. Tom, eighth hitter, running the runners over for the pitcher, but take a look at it as he takes a hop and wow, barely getting him. There it is again. Even throws a sinker to first base there. One hop.
Freddie Freeman, 6 errors this year. He handles himself pretty well over there. The infield is in for Cliff Lee. And 1 pitch, 2 outs. So Mayberry's still at third. Ruiz at second. Now, Charlie Manuel likes the way Cliff Lee swings the bat. That's part of the reason why Michael Martinez sacrificed there. But he also now has second and third and 2 outs with Victorino due up. But that was really because he likes the way Lee swings the bat.
And Charlie does play on a feel on how guys are playing, swinging the bat. Got to give Derek Lowe some credit there. Pretty good pitch, that first pitch.
Those are some pretty impressive numbers for Victorino. 9 for his last 12 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Opposite way, under the glove of Prado, 1 run will score. Here comes Ruiz. The throw to the plate on 1 hop. He is saved. He got his hand in. 4-0 Phillies.
Well, give credit there to Victorino. Good hitting. Look how he went the other way on a sinker away. Here's a pretty good throw coming to the plate. Check this slide out as he comes in. And he is safe. Oh, boy, Chooch, as he comes back in. There it is, his arm, no tag yet. Hand already on the base, on the plate. Very aggressive. Samuel, third base coach, is over at third base.
Well, that's a base hit and 2 runs batted in. Victorino goes to second on the throw. 4-0 Phillies. Polanco 1 for 2.
It's huge, capitalizing on a mistake.
Yeah, this turns out to be an inning of unearned runs. 2 unearned runs so far. Victorino's going. The ball off the glove of McCann. Victorino takes the turn. He's coming home. McCann's throw to the plate, and Victorino is out. Ooh, he's saying he got his hand in there, and I think he might be right. Dan Iasonia says nope, he applied the tag
before you got the hand on the plate. Charlie Manuel is going to come out and have a word with Dan Iasonia. That was a pretty athletic move on the part of Victorino. If he didn't slide it to third, he would have scored.
Yeah, came in sliding, not able to get the steps going right. Going toward home as he comes in. Now he does a little dodgeball.
Looked like his hand was on the plate as the tag was applied to his head. Dan Iasonia didn't think so. The Phillies lead it 4-0. Top of the fifth, Phillies lead it 4-0. Freddie Freeman leads it off and takes a strike from Cliff Lee. Freeman struck out his first time up. He was strikeout number 200 for Lee on the season. Swing and a miss, so 0-2. Lee has retired 9 consecutive hitters since the infield single by Diaz. And a call, strike 3, right on the outside part of the plate. Ruiz knew it. 4 strikeouts for Lee.
Yeah, I think Freeman might have known that too.
Well, Sarge, this is the way the last half inning ended. Victorino was stealing third, popped up as the ball got away from McCann. Was he safe or out? Take us through it.
Well, that's why it's so difficult. Victorino saying that, hey, I got my hand in it. Now watch, he does a little dodgeball here. Getting down. Tell you, thinking he might have been in there.
Well, he thought almost immediately that he hit the plate before he felt anything from Derek Lowe. He argued for a moment with Dan Iasonia. Placido Polanco kind of led him back toward the dugout. Charlie Manuel came out and picked up the argument. Iasonia was right on it. It did look like he got his hand in there, Sarge.
Well, Charlie having really a good look from right where he is from his perspective there in the dugout, so he could actually see that.
Fly ball down the right field line. Howard onto the warning track. Slides. Did he get it? Yes, wow. He did! What a play by Ryan Howard!
Oh, boy. He's saying wow himself on that particular play. Boy, I tell you, that defense so far tonight has shown up and shown up big as the fans showing appreciation, giving him a standing ovation as he goes into the slide. One-handed, shows them that he has the ball in his finger. That's just a super play.
Great reaction, too, by the fans. And I'll tell you what, Ryan Howard has kind of owned this area over the last month and a half.
Knows where the fence is, and he gets down. Boy, I got to tell you, that is just super.
That's not an easy play, and he's made 3 similar plays. That one, I think, was the toughest over in that area.
Constanza takes a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, anytime you're running and you're catching a ball where you're not facing it, it's a difficult play. Imagine throwing a ball up and kind of turning around with your back and then catch the ball. And that ball's up pretty high.
Two and two the count to Constanza. And the pitch from Lee. And he got it on the outside part of the plate. Ruiz wasn't waiting for a call. He knew it was a strike. Lee picks up his 5th. The Phillies defense has also picked things up in this ball game. First Victorino, then Ryan Howard. This is a phenomenal play. And then they left the last out to Cliff Lee as he's able to get Constanza looking to finish up the top of the 5th. To you by Xfinity, only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies, by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, and by the Quality Plus Ford stores. Last of the 5th, Placido Polanco leads it off. He was up when Victorino was called out, trying to score from second on a steal and a ball that was loose off the glove of Brian McCann, the catcher. Line drive caught by Dan Uggla, who leaves his feet and takes care of Polanco.
That pretty good jump. Very athletic play. Uggla catching that line drive. Stretches out to get that one. Ball headed almost right up the middle. Right in the webbing.
Chase Utley singled back in the 1st and hit one to fairly deep center. His last time up, he's 1 for 2. Chase's single back in the 1st ended an 0 for 9 stretch that he was on. In fact, Utley and Pence were combined 0 for their last 19.
Well, you got your 3rd hitter not hitting, your 5th hitter not hitting. Makes it difficult to be able to win, and they're still doing a good job about winning ball games.
Well, tonight the 3rd hitter and the 5th hitter do have hits, and much to the delight of this sellout crowd.
Yeah, Pence coming up with a big hit there. driving in 2 runs. Victorino doing the same thing. Impressive, Victorino actually going the other way. You don't see that a whole lot from him, but he is getting much, much better at that.
Nice play by that gentleman, leaning over the fence. He's going to have to get another one just to make the other youngster happy. Oh, there he goes. Maybe he's going to get an opportunity. Uh-oh. There you go. They're both happy now.
No, that's great.
Jess making somebody very happy down there. Gentleman with the black hat and the Phillies t-shirt saying, I had that lined up. In the air to right field. Diaz going back toward the warning track, toward the scoreboard. It is off the top of the scoreboard. Utley's flying around second. Heading to third. Samuel puts the stop sign up. And the Phillies have a runner at third, and 1 man down. That ball nearly got away from Prado. If it did, Utley would have scored.
Real surprise, though, that ball coming in to second base. Nobody there at all as he throws the ball over. That correct play. You got to try and hit that cutoff man in that particular instance. Just missed from hitting this ball out of there. But take a look at it, and he turns it on right now. He's thinking home run, and he wants to go. He wants to come home, and Samuel stops him. Not able to go and to cut that ball off.
If Watt knew the ball was going to be overthrown, Utley could have coasted home.
Yeah.
Boy, he was moving, wasn't he?
I'll say.
They're going to walk Ryan Howard intentionally. He's walked twice tonight and singled. The first time he walked, Hunter Pence followed with a 2-run base hit.
Well, this would be the correct play. They're also setting it up for that double play, and Howard has gotten a walk and a single. When he's swinging the bat or looking at strikes, he becomes a real good hitter.
Well, the Phillies have a handful of rescheduled games coming up this September. We want to tell you that just so you know when they're being played. And you can go to Phillies.com for more information on those games. But also, there aren't going to be tickets available for these games. So if you want to go to Phillies.com and purchase some tickets, that's great. Again, for more information on all of the makeups, and there are 3, go to Phillies.com/schedule updates. So Utley's over at third. Howard's at first. 1 away. Pence the batter. And it's 0-1. Pence's 2-run single his first time up gave him 81 runs batted in overall and 19 with the Phillies. Opposite way. That's a fair ball right over the first base bag. Utley scores. Howard's motoring over to third. Diaz misplayed it for a moment. It's an RBI double for Pence. 5-0 Phillies.
Boy, he hit the ball so hard down the line, it actually kicked up. Diaz there in right field actually used his feet to kind of corral that ball. Take a look at it. A bullet right down the line inside the bag that you can take a look at it and watch when the ball goes down the line. Fair ball all the way. Getting ready to kick up right on the wall. Right there. Look at that angle right there. Diaz coming into you. Well, Pence coming into you, pitcher.
So second and third, the infield is in for John Mayberry, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Chipper Jones, we mentioned his quote earlier. One of the things that he highlighted when folks asked him about this series, he said, in a nutshell, we have to play well. We can't give runs away. Well, the Phillies have outscored the Braves 19-1 in the last 2 games that they've played against each other. And the Braves have made their share of mistakes. Now, they're a good club, obviously, but the Phillies are certainly capitalizing on those mistakes.
Well, some of those statements, too, though, when you have a player like Chipper Jones and saying that, it will give you incentive to go out and play better. It looks like the Fighting Phils have a lot of energy tonight, but when you're getting hits, you are having energy, and that's what's happening.
One ball, one strike, the count to Mayberry. 2-1. Freddie Gonzalez looks like he's looking at the lineup card. He does have bullpen action behind Derek Lowe. It's Scott Linebrink, the veteran right-hander. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mayberry. Ruiz on deck. You know, first base is open, Sarge. What do you think in this pitch?
Well, I know as a hitter right now, I want to try and make him throw a strike. I'm going to wait, not try and be too aggressive. Yeah, Derek Lowe, still type of pitcher, still going to try and hit the corner.
And there's ball 4, so the bases are loaded. He thought it was a strike.
Oh, that wasn't even close to a strike.
89 pitches. Roger McDowell coming out to talk to Derek Lowe. It'll leave the bases loaded for Ruiz.
Sorry about that, Tom. Yeah, I didn't think he would actually go right at him because, again, he does have the double play set up situation there with Ruiz. So with a base open, not just going to come in and challenge him with a fastball. Tried to get him to swing at his pitch. Little sinker outside. Base hit here should send Derek Lowe to the shop.
Carlos Ruiz reached on an error back in the 4th, and that led to the Phillies scoring 2 runs. He has Howard at 3rd, Pence at 2nd, and Mayberry at 1st, and he lines the first pitch into center field. A base hit. 2 runs will score. The Phillies are on top 7-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Freddie Gonzalez is up off his chair. He's chatting with Roger McDowell.
Not a very good pick. Well, sinker ball there as it comes in. Ruiz fighting that ball off of him. Pence going from second base. Good hitting. Line drive there.
Michael Martinez over to first. Freeman backs up on it. Lowe is there to cover. And they're 2 outs. Mayberry to 3rd. Ruiz to 2nd. Well, line break is ready.
Now, Derek's leading off, so I'm sure they're trying to get him through this inning so they don't have to waste, another player or double switch.
Lee is 0 for 2. He struck out his first time up, grounded out his last time. A base hit here would cause this place to absolutely erupt.
You score those early runs, takes a lot of pressure off your club. They've settled back, having a lot better at bats, squaring up a lot of balls.
Well, they might be sitting right now, but Matt better look out, because if he gets a hit, they're going to be standing up for a long time. Lee stays alive. You might remember last time Lee pitched against the Reds, he hit a ground ball to second. It was right in on his hands, and he didn't realize after the game. We told him that he waved the play off and didn't run. And he said, I got to run on a play like that.
Yeah.
He didn't even realize he waved anybody off.
Said he didn't mind talking about it. Should have ran, but he was looking at his hands, and they were hurting.
Staying alive, it remains 1-2. Well, this is going to be at least a 30-pitch inning for Derek Lowe. Great job by the Phillies. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got Lee. And the side is retired. But the Phillies got Derek Lowe for 3 runs here in the 5th. An RBI double by Hunter Pence. A 2-run single by Carlos Ruiz. We head to the 6th with the Phillies on top 7-0. Of the week are all members of the best rotation in baseball. From opening day to the opening day of September, the starters have led the way, posting the best ERA and strikeout total in the majors. Losing streaks are an afterthought when every night a top-of-the-line pitcher toes the rubber. The veterans on the staff knew from the beginning that they would have to earn what everyone else anticipated. And from the looks of it, they're getting pretty close. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, Cliff Lee has certainly added to what we just said about the starting pitchers. He has 26 consecutive scoreless innings. Tonight, he allowed a hit in the first and a hit in the second. That's it. Vance Worley's been a big part of that. He'll take the baseball tomorrow in Game 2 of the series. We go to the top of the 6th. And a pinch hitter, Antoine Richardson. Richardson has 1 major league at bat. Braves said that they brought him up from the minor leagues because he can run. I mean, he can. That's what he did this year in the minors. And he swings at pitch number 2 from Lee. Michael Martinez under it. One away. So Derek Lowe's night is done after allowing 7 runs on 8 hits and 5 innings of work. All right, Sarge, it's time for our next Twitter question. Asking folks to ask the booth, when will the Phillies add the players from the minors? That's from Fun Finney. That's a good question because a lot of other teams have expanded their roster. Michael Bourne swings at the first pitch. Shallow left field. Martinez is there. 2 outs. Now here's part of the answer to your question. The Reading Phillies, the Phillies AA affiliate, have clinched the Eastern League's wild card. They upended Binghamton, and they will wind up playing New Hampshire, the Fisher Cats.
Yep.
See what Matt Rosati did this year. 24 home runs, 84 runs batted in. So congratulations to Mark Parent. His team did a great job. And congratulations to your old teammate, Ryan Sandberg, because Lehigh Valley defeated Syracuse to win the wild card, and they will face Pawtucket in a best-of-5 divisional series. They were 80-64 this year.
Right. Talked with Rhino today. Said they had an extremely good year. Sellout crowds in League High. Said it was a great experience for them.
So as part of our Kia minor league report, we mix in our Twitter question. Because those two teams are in the playoffs, Phillies may not expand their roster too much in the next few days. They did add Joe Blanton today off the disabled list, so they at least have another arm for the bullpen.
Yeah, and usually the guys that are called up are guys from AA and AAA.
It remains 0-2.
There's sometimes guys from A-ball, and mostly pitchers are able to come to the major leagues, but for the most part, it's always those AA players, AAA players that are had good years, kind of rewarding them, but not only rewarding them, in this case, to come and help out.
1-2 the count. Lehigh Valley edged out Gwinnett for the wild card spot in the International League. So that's why you're seeing the Braves add a few more extra players as the series moves on. So we thank everybody for tweeting questions. The 2 that we have come up with. There were a number of others, obviously, that are out there that were very entertaining. Like, where is Carmen Sandiego? Who can bench press the most between Wheels, Fransky, me, or LA? It's obviously me.
You think so?
Well, you're not in that mix. I would say
that's
it would
good.
be you. Yeah.
No, I'm glad I'm not. There's a curveball coming in right now. Filthy.
Ruiz thought it was strike 3. Two and 2 the count. Line drive center field. Victorino coming on, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Cliff Lee. 27 straight scoreless for Lee. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Phils up 7.
fares. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEF-NOW. And by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. 7-0 Phillies. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Check your speed out here at Ashburn Alley. Boy, that young man has pretty good mechanics.
Sure does.
Scott Linebrink is the new pitcher for the Braves. His 57th game, he's 4-2, a 3.45 earned run average. Takes over for Derek Lowe. He'll face the top of the order. Victorino had a 2-run single in the 4th, grounded out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 1st. Foul ball, 0-1. By the way, I mentioned that Cliff Lee had a 27-inning scoreless streak. It's 26 2/3.
Okay.
That's what his scoreless streak is at the end of the 6th inning. So my apologies for that. 26 2/3. Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. That's impressive. I mean, he's had a handful of different stretches this year, Sarge, of scoreless streaks, whether it be on the road, whether it be overall. And that's how good he's been.
Well, that's how good the club has been, and that's what keeps you out of long losing streaks there when you have pitchers and get that kind of an effort. And this is really almost daily. I mean, you get a great effort from that starting pitching and play good defense, which means that pitchers don't have to continue to throw to extra hitters. Always helps with the pitch count.
Dorito fights it off. It remains 2-2. 7-0 Phils. The Phils scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Well, not a good night for that gentleman, if he indeed is an Atlanta Braves fan. That looks like the Braves A, doesn't it, Sarge?
Yeah. No, that's their A.
Fly ball toward the left field line. Constanza makes the catch. Yeah, there's one away. Sarge, how important in the grand scheme of things is this series? Last year when these two teams faced off, the Phillies led it by 3, and they put the Braves away. And it was really impressive how they did it. This year, they have a 7.5 game lead. The Braves came in we heard Chipper Jones's comments saying we've kind of resigned ourselves to the fact that we're going to be the wild card. But how important is this series?
The first game always important, but it's a big series. You figure they're thinking they want to come in and sweep to be able to get closer. That's what really that they want to do. They'll settle, though, to win the series. On the other hand, for the Fighting Phils, they want to continue to win the series. First game of the series always so important because it takes pressure off of the team that you don't have to go out there and win that next game. Yeah, you'd like to, but that pressure just not there.
Goodbye pitch for Polanco. A 1-out base runner.
Too, in view of the fact they still have some tough games to go, and with the Braves looking at, hey, last game of the season, we're going to face these guys. So they're trying to get that lead where it's really close.
Well, this is the run since the last time these two teams faced each other.
Phillies 31-14. The Braves 28-19. But beyond that, there are a lot of similar numbers. One of the big differences, the Phillies starters, 2.93 earned run average. You could say that these are the two best teams of the National League. I mean, the Brewers are there too, but at times this year, these have been the two best teams in the National League.
Well, the way, though, for me, the Fighting Phils, they separate themselves from the other clubs is by the way they hit. When they're hitting and, Chase is squaring up balls, and what Ryan Howard can do, very difficult ball club to try and beat, especially because, again, of the pitching and playing good defense.
There's Ryan. He's been a factor tonight because they've walked him twice to set up Hunter Pence's at-bats, and he has 3 runs batted in. Nice play by a fan in the Hall of Fame club. There was a gentleman with the glove. You might think he caught it. He's high-fiving. But the youngster next to him in the blue shirt caught it with his bare hands. Watch this.
All right, too, the fans here, when you make that play, you get to stand and know yourself there in the stands where you're at. Nice catch. They show it, too, and let you know that it was a good catch. So everybody clapping for him.
Sarge, we have the fans' plays of the year at the end of the season. That'll be a wild pitch charged to Lineberg. I mean, the fans' plays of the year coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to play those. We'll be in New York. So during that series, so that
has a chance. You're saying?
I think that has a chance. Okay. Bare hand, he took it out of the glove.
That's a good point.
Boy, Lineberg is all over the place. Polanco goes to third. He's hit Polanco. He's thrown 2 wild pitches toward Utley.
Okay, Braves are going to bring that infield in again. Done that several times tonight. Freddie Gonzalez, manager. Well, you like that as a hitter. I mean, you don't hit it right at that fielder. Usually you got a hit and an RBI.
Peter Moylan just off the DL, warming up. Utley to center field. Not that deep. Bourne coming in. Polanco tags. Bourne makes the catch. The throw to the plate. It sails toward the dish on one hop. He is out at home plate.
Wow.
That's the second outfield assist for Bourne as a member of the Braves. And the side is retired. We've completed 6. We go to the 7th. The Phillies lead it 7-0. Well, timely hitting and a whole lot of good defense tonight, and some great pitching by Cliff Lee as we start the 7th. Brian McCann is the batter. It's 1 ball and no strikes the count to McCann, who grounds one right to Ryan Howard. So 2 pitches, and it results in the first out here in the 7th. Now it's 27 straight scoreless for Cliff Lee.
Well, it's time now for the Verizon Wireless Game Summary. Phillies really got after the Braves early tonight. 2 spot, 3 crooked numbers up there tonight. Hunter Pence has had a big game. Cliff Lee, wow, he has just been surgical out there. He looks just like he did in that game against the Reds last week. He can throw it where he wants to, when he wants to. And, you know, we know what this place is like, but you kind of forget when you're away for a week. And I'm sitting out there without the headset.
Yep.
And the noise and the energy here is amazing. It really is. When you get back into it again, it's just so lucky to have this, and the way the fans respond to this team. It was really something to listen to out there.
Well, this is the 192nd consecutive sellout, and I agree with you, Wills. It just gets you up. I mean, there's a constant buzz through the ballpark.
Well, you can't tell me the players don't feed off it, because you're playing that atmosphere over the weekend, and nothing against. Down there, it's different. They have problems. It's not the same. But this, you come here, and even if you might be dog dead tired, the Phillies just got after it tonight, and I think the crowd helps them.
Back toward the middle, off the foot of Lee. Can he recover to get Ugla? No.
They couldn't find it.
That'll be a base hit. It's the first hit since an infield single in the 2nd by Matt Diaz. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Tonight is a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night here at the ballpark. Ugla's now hit it 9 straight, by the way, with that infield single.
They were tossing the Hatfield pig there. Smiley and the Fanatic were tossing the hot dogs out. The fans down below, they were enjoying that. You and Sarge get in it?
We did not. I mean, we were out at Ashburn Alley tonight doing our open, which we'll do again tomorrow and Wednesday. I mean, they were selling them. I mean, they were going fast at that point.
Yeah.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Diaz. Swing and a miss.
Some guys weren't using their hands out there. They're putting it between their fingers like Johnny Bench holds those baseballs in that shot. See how many they could hold. Seven baseballs at one time. We had that as trivia one night.
How many hot dogs, though?
Well, they were working on it out there.
Over to second. That could be 2. Utley flips to Martinez. Nice play by Martinez. And the side is retired. 4-6-3 on the double play. Doesn't matter how many combinations there have been up the middle. Everybody has done their job quite well. And Utley starts this one. Martinez handles the flip, gets out of the way, and finishes it off. His answer. Wheels, here you go. Name the only Atlanta Brave who ever pinch hit for Hank Aaron.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember hearing the answer one time, and I swear, Tom, I have no idea, but I'm going to throw Davy Johnson's name out.
That's a good guess. Davy Johnson is incorrect.
Yeah.
It's Mike Lum on May 21st, 1969.
Mike Lum. How about that? Mike Lum is a guy who got the broken bat single in the 10th inning to break Steve Carlton's 15-game winning streak in 1972. He drove in the winning run, and Carlton and Niekro went after each other like nothing you've ever seen that night.
Was he a pinch hitter a lot of his years?
Yeah,
Lum?
yeah. He played a little bit first base in the outfield, but yeah, he was like an extra man. Harry used to call him Mike Ken Y. Lum because he's Hawaiian, and Ken Y meant something. And you know Harry with those, but I could still hear Ken Y. Lum every time he'd come up. He loved anybody that had something to do with Hawaii.
2-0 the count to Howard, and he takes inside 3-0. Howard tonight is 1 for 1 with 2 walks, and because of that, that guy has 3 RBIs.
Well, they're pitching around Howard a little bit, it looked like early in the game, and Hunter Pence got the job done.
Freddie Gonzalez. A lot of times managers say, I don't want that guy to beat me, or this guy to beat me.
Ooh.
That's why. Deep to right field, forget about it. Solo home run, Ryan Howard. It's his 31st of the year. And the Phillies now lead it by 8. And that young man, he brought the right shirt to the ballpark. He brought his glove. That's not an easy ball to catch. And he just picked that one out of the air. And that's going to be it for Scott Linebrink.
That was a heck of a catch, because this is one of those top spin BBs that's coming down really fast. He didn't get backspin on this one, but Ryan Howard's amazing how he can hit balls like this out of the ballpark. Look how fast this thing comes down. And it had all that top spin on it.
That's a great catch.
It was. That ball was going in there hard.
Well, we've got a pitching change. We want to tell you, though, that Louis Sakar has just won $300 courtesy of the McDonald's Home Run Jackpot, and thanks to the big piece, Ryan Howard. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen. Peter Moylan's coming into the ballgame for the Braves. The Phillies up by 8. Teams right from the palm of your hand. Your teams right now. Download the free CSN Sports app now. Well, if you have that app, Jim Salisbury wrote a great story after yesterday's ball game about the situation that occurred down in South Florida. Peter Moylan is the new pitcher for the Braves, just off the DL. It's 8th ball game overall. Hunter Pence is the batter. Phillies lead it 8-0. And it's 0-1, Hunter Pence.
Hey, these guys have a tremendous bullpen, and they're hoping that they can add Peter Moylan to it. So this is a spot where they can work him into a game to just use him a little bit with no pressure. This guy really been durable. He's had a back operation this year. They had Tommy John, but when he's healthy, he pitches all the time.
There's that Braves bullpen. Craig Kimbrell has had a great year.
Oh my!
As a rookie closer.
Record-breaking year.
Yep. Rookie record for saves.
And Moylan was always tough on right-handed hitters with that down from under slider and sinker, and would pitch all the time for them.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Pence. 2-2. The key is for the Phillies not to get to the back of their bullpen.
Right. Any team to beat the Braves, you keep certain guys out in the last 3 innings.
There's Eddie Perez, their bullpen coach, looking at the charts. Line drive, left field. Constanza back in. He makes a leaping grab. One away.
Pence didn't know he caught it. Pence had his head down as he came around first base. I think he's thinking, I got me a double. And then all of a sudden he looked up and the crowd was quiet. This is a heck of a play. He misjudges it and then uses his sheer speed and athleticism to leap and outrun his mistake. Here's another angle. It's a tremendous play. That ball was scalding. Look at Pence. See, he had his head down when he was looking for the bag, and then he looks up and oh.
And 1 to Mayberry, who has walked twice and struck out. Pence and Utley tonight are combined 4 for 8 with 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored.
Yeah, they're laughing right now. They see everything he does.
Well, it's time for our next Ask the Booth question. No, we're not going to answer the question about who our favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is, although Michelangelo would be right at the top of the list. Should Charlie get serious props for Manager of the Year?
Sure, but he won't, because Bobby Cox used to go through the same thing all the year. They begin the season as they're supposed to win. So, they have the horses. The only thing they can do is make something go wrong. So those kind of guys don't win Manager of the Year a lot of times. You're darn right he should.
With all the injuries the Phillies had to deal with.
He's done a great job. Did an unbelievable job last year. Didn't come close to winning it.
The closers they've had this year.
Right.
The youth in the bullpen.
But when you look at Kirk Gibson and Arizona maybe winning that division, guys like that are going to win Manager of the Year most of the time.
Ron Renicky from the Brewers will be given consideration.
Absolutely. Another situation, Tom. Perfect. But, Charlie, Phillies, hey, they gave him all those players. He's got to win, doesn't he? I mean, why should he get Manager of the Year? He's just doing what he's supposed to do.
But he's done a great job with all the personalities.
People only understood what goes on in there day after day to keep it under control and to keep the ship smooth the way it is right now. He does a tremendous job at that. We're around him all the time, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on that has to be handled. He does it.
632 wins. Look at that winning percentage, 570.
Still sneaking up on Gene Mauch.
Yeah, Harry Wright and Gene Mauch are in his sights.
Yep.
On the outside corner, and the side is retired. So the Phillies do get an extra run on the home run by Ryan Howard. We've completed 7. Game 1 against the Braves. It's 8-0 Phillies. Zoom Zoom by Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for amazingly low office product prices. Well, out of the bullpen area, you walk around Ashburn Alley, people get to those spots very early to watch the teams warm up in the pen, but just to watch the game. Vizcaino's been loosening up for the last inning or so. The young right-hander for Atlanta.
Now, there's a kid we haven't seen. We've seen players named Vizcaino in this league for a long time, but we haven't seen this young pitcher. They have a few players that are new since Phil saw them right before the All-Star break.
Freddie Freeman's the hitter. He's 0 for 2.
Boy, Lee has been unbelievable tonight with just great stuff.
He's allowed only 3 hits. 2 are infield hits.
You know, he's only thrown 80 pitches. 80 pitches in the 8th inning.
He's gone over 200 innings. He's gone over 200 strikeouts for the year. And he's looking for his 16th win, which would tie him with Roy Halladay. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
He's really tied up a good hitter tonight, Freddie Freeman, too. He has him, so he's confused. You know, it looks like when Freeman guesses one way, it pitches in another spot.
There's Doc.
They're coming back in on him now.
It's a right past Utley for a base hit.
That's what I mean. Look at him trying to run. Wow. That's your point, Tom, earlier about, man, he can hardly move going down the line. That's tough to watch. That's why he's such a good hitter. You know, they try to come back inside and he just drops ahead on him. Look at him trying to run. Look at him laboring down that first base line. Ryan Howard knows that feeling.
Howard's playing off him with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. Phillies up 8-0.
And because his pitch count is so low, there's nobody in the bullpen.
Well, that was a concern, the bullpen, because of yesterday's ball game. That's one of the reasons why Joe Blanton was activated today. Joe was scheduled to throw another rehab inning or 2 tonight, but they decided to activate him. Ruben Amaro said before the ball game that there's no medical reason why they couldn't activate Joe Blanton, and that's all they were worried about.
Yeah, and they also got Kyle Kendrick back tonight, so they have a couple arms out there. They were, you know, they obviously had a problem yesterday afternoon. David Herndon did a good job. He hung in there, and finally they just lost the game.
1-2 the count. Well, the Braves have thrown 130 total pitches, and Cliff Lee has thrown 86.
Yeah, he's just having one of those games tonight.
What a play. Lee on the mound finds Martinez, who dances right across the bag. A 1-6-3 double play.
What we say in those keys of the game, that you have 2 complete pitchers out there tonight. Derek Lowe can do that kind of stuff too. Lowe's a tremendous fielder, and Cliff Lee, just a great athlete. That ball is up the middle for a hit. He picks it, leads Martinez across the bag, and what would have been a curveball into center field for a base hit turns into a really nifty 1-6-3.
And because Freeman does not run that well, Martinez was able to just cruise right across that bag. Back toward the middle. Backhanded play by Utley. Well, he really would have had a hurry to get Constanza, and he did.
Yeah.
And that's an infield hit.
Yeah, you're not getting that guy. Not on a ball hitting that spot.
That was a good play by Chase just to get to it.
He made a tremendous play to get to it.
Jack Wilson will pinch hit for the Braves.
Yep, that Jack Wilson.
Former Pirate who they acquired from the Seattle Mariners.
Braves are going to try and look for a plus out of this game tonight, because the Phillies have kind of been this has been kind of in your face, and it might be Peter Moylan giving them an inning, even though one ball was really hit hard. But if they could add Peter Moylan to a really good bullpen that they already have, that would be a big plus for them, because the guy's battle tested over the years, and as we mentioned, he's durable. So when you're in a game like this, if you're the Braves, you're looking for a positive.
Well, for the Phillies, the positive has been a number of different things, including the guy on the mound. He's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Jack Wilson here in the top of the 8th. Ground ball, left side. Polanco takes the hop, goes across the diamond, side retired here in the 8th. Cliff Lee has picked up in September right where he left off in August. 8 scoreless innings. We go to the bottom of the 8th with the Phillies on top 8-0. Labor Day, everybody. We hope you enjoyed yourself wherever you were around the Delaware Valley. And if you got a chance to come to the ballpark tonight, you certainly have enjoyed a great night at the Yard. The Phillies lead it 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The shortstop is Jack Wilson. He just pinch hit, so he'll stay in the game. Take over for Alex Gonzalez. Michael Martinez will lead it off for the Phillies. We'll face a new pitcher, Arodys Vizcaíno.
Seen him on TV a few times, and he can fire. Basically 2 pitches, fastball, curveball, but he throws hard.
1-1, a 5.73 ERA, 14 strikeouts in 11 innings.
Right-handed hitters, 138. That means they're not comfortable.
He's tall, he's lanky, and he does that little twist before he comes to the plate, and then he fires.
Oh, he's got some bullets, and he's a reliever that pitches out of the windup.
Change up, 1-1. Phillies scored 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 1 in the 7th, and then they left the rest up to Cliff Lee.
Yeah, they really got after it tonight. The crowd was into it early, as you said, and I think they fed off it, and they were opportunistic early, and then they started to pour it on a little bit, and Cliff Lee has just been lights out.
To the right side, Uggo takes the big hop. And Cliff Lee will get a chance to bat now with 1 out, and let's hear what the reaction is for him. We've said this many times before. They loved him the first time. They love him even more this time.
Really?
And he rips one back through the middle.
That was 97. See, he didn't like that stuff Derek Lowe was throwing him. You know, Derek Lowe can really twist your mind around with all speed stuff. Look at Pence laugh. Well, you throw Lee fastballs, and look at this. Bam! Right back through the middle. That's hard now that he threw it. Plus he has a pitcher ducking out there. No, you're Vizcaíno. You're saying I can throw my 97 to a pitcher and he's going to foul it over my dugout. That was impressive.
Lee's not being held on. A, because he's a pitcher. B, because it's 8-0 Phillies here in the bottom of the 8th. Victorino's 1 for 4. 2-run base hit. That ball gets away from McCann. He wanted to go.
Sure he did. And you can. You know, you don't steal when you have a lead like this, but if there's a wild pitch, you can go.
To the count.
He tried to get started early, as Shane did right there, when a guy throws this hard and then he spins one up there. A curveball. That's what it seemed from him on television a lot. Throw fastball, curveball, occasional changeup. But big difference between his fastball, curveball. No slider, doesn't look like.
Well, Chipper Jones did not play tonight because he's been battling the flu. The thought is that he'll play tomorrow. He talked at length yesterday about this series, about playing the Phillies, how it was important not to give them any extra outs. The Braves have done that tonight.
He looks a little drained, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
He looks like a guy who has flu-like symptoms.
2-2 the count to Victorino.
Two pretty good competitors sitting there on that bench. Chipper Jones and Eric Hinsky. He's a nice extra man for them at pinch hitter. There he is, Hinsky right beside him. Isn't that Hinsky?
Yeah. Three and 2 the count to Victorino. There's Polanco just taking a look around.
Everything's kind of quiet right now. It's calmed down. People are a little bit drained. There was so much emotion here early in this game. It was fun.
Ball forward. Victorino's aboard. So the Phillies have 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, we can get one more Twitter question in for tonight in our Ask the Booth segment. The question is, and here it comes, any fun road stories with the team from Shramalot? Well, I don't know about the team itself, but the broadcast team.
Oh, boy.
We have a ton of funny stories. And we have one about Sarge that just took place on the most recent road trip.
Yeah.
We were in Cincinnati, and, you know, we all stay on the same floor a lot of times. Just so happened that Wheels and Sarge were in rooms next to each other. And Sarge, as Polanco takes a pitch low, Sarge fell asleep on Sunday afternoon, took a nap before he went over to Dusty Baker's house for a barbecue. And for some reason, he left the sink running.
Right.
And that was the result.
That's outside the room.
That's outside the room.
That's in the hallway.
Now, there's more to that story.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. We said the hurricane missed the Cincinnati area, but Tropical Storm Sarge did not.
Right, and the only reason why the sink stopped or they turned it off was because Wheels noticed a puddle outside his room and in his room because their sinks are attached. And
right.
You called engineering.
I went in the bathroom. It was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I had come home from watching the Reds game back, and my sink was full of water. So I called the building engineer, and he said, well, the sinks are connected to the rooms. He said it could be the room next door. And I said, really? Because I knew Sarge was over there. So I heard some.
There's a line drive base hit to left field. Lead to third. They'll wave him home. Constanza got to it. His throw will be cut off. It's 9-0 Phillies. Just an extra one for good measure.
So we tell the Sarge story?
Yeah, you can finish it up.
So the building engineer says, well, I have to go wake him. I have to go next door. So I hear bang, bang, bang on the door, and I hear, whoa, whoa, what? He says, building engineer. Huh, what? And he says, sir, I need to speak with you. And I hear Sarge say, all right. So then it was about 15 minutes later, the building engineer came back, and he said, well, I think we have the problem straightened out. The gentleman next door's sink overflowed. He must have. I said, I know that man next door. Is it his fault?
Yeah.
And the guy didn't want to throw him under the bus, but he finally did. He said, yes, he must have fallen asleep with his sink, with the water running in his sink. So
here's Jay Zetley, and he takes a strike. Well, that fan and that caution wet floor sign was photographed by more of us the next couple of days because it was soaked outside the room.
Well, I heard the fan blowing every day for 2 days.
Well, once again, the Atlanta Braves, Florida State Seminoles chop has begun.
It's a little derisive. He threw Florida State in there, too, huh? Boy, did Polanco hit that ball hard.
One ball, one strike, the count to Utley. 2-1.
What Sarge say? I can't believe it. We stayed in the hotel where they gave me a bad sink.
That was the best. He was saying that for 3 days.
And his other line was, I was sleeping and I was dreaming about a waterfall. I said, where'd you think you were, in Hawaii? Well, yeah, I guess it was my sink.
Well, that fan outside his room was loud for 3 days.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
But it was dry the last day.
It was outside my room.
Center field. Bourne on the run. He'll get to it on the edge of the track. 2 outs. Victorino tags. He'll go to third.
Well, Chase has nailed a couple
Sure
balls
has.
at dead center tonight. He's really, that's a good sign with him, that he's hitting the ball hard straight away like that.
Ryan Howard hit a ball hard his last time up.
Yeah, he hit one of these top spin BBs last time up. Up and down, and a great catch.
Well, once again, we want to thank everybody for their questions to the booth. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of questions.
Well, we got a lot more stories.
Oh, yeah.
But that Sarge one's pretty good.
Want to know the count. Victorino's over at third. Polanco's at first here at the bottom of the 8th. Again, don't forget you can follow Phillies at any time. And we'll be posing questions to the booth from time to time for the rest of the year. Some we won't be able to use, as entertaining as they may seem.
Yeah, we don't get them.
Others,
they're filtered.
like tonight,
yeah,
they're pretty good.
Oh.
Michael Bourne going back. Does he have room? He does, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. You want to talk about just missing one. Ryan Howard's retired. The Phils add an extra run. Cliff Lee is going for the shutout for his 2nd straight start. Citizens Bank Park. Cliff Lee, he has been really impressive tonight. 1-2-3 inning after another. And every time the Phillies retire the opposing team, 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone. A little bit of a murmur from the crowd as Michael Bourne leads it off as Cliff Lee goes for his 11th career shutout.
With a 9-0 lead. The other night he went out, and then bases loaded and didn't finish the game.
Now at that point he was well over 100 pitches.
Right. Well, he finished with 117 in that game.
He's handled Bourne tonight. In fact, the first two hitters in this order are 0 for 6 against Lee. Pinpoint accuracy.
He has been on the corners tonight and changed speeds. He's just an artist to watch when he can do this, and he does it a lot.
The 1-2 pitch. Got him. High fastball. One away here in the ninth.
That's the other thing. You know, you talk about the corners. Well, he works up and down too. You know, he worked the corners on Michael, and now he goes up with a fastball out of the strike zone. Had his eyes way down on every pitch. Boom, he chases up.
Well, 6 strikeouts, and we talked about this during the last start for Lee. This year, 2 months where he was 5-0 with an earned run average below 1. He joined Bob Gibson and Walter Johnson in that category of at least a 5-0 record and an earned run average of under 1 for a month, twice.
Bob Gibson had that unbelievable season where he had like the 1-1-2 earned run average for an entire season. 68, I think it was. Somewhere in that era.
0-2 the count to Prado. Some of the things we're about to tell you, we told you last time when Lee pitched against the Reds. Well, he's looking for his 6th shutout of the year. Last time the Phillies had a pitcher with 6 shutouts in a year was Steve Carlton.
Yeah, lefty could shut you out. That pitch has not been there all night.
Ground ball. Left side. Martinez waits a moment. Fires to first. 2 away here in the ninth.
You go back over this game, too, and it's not like the Braves can go and say, well, we hit a lot of balls hard at people. And they really haven't. They've hit some hard. But for the most part, there have been a lot of routine outs in this game.
Well, there you see the pitches by inning. The highest is 15 in the third, and really that's not high. That's probably the highest you want to be to have a successful night per inning, but 2 outs.
He is just headed for the barn right now for this shutout, or try to get this shutout. Tough guy right here to get out.
Brian McCann swings at the first pitch. A slow roller to second. Jay Utley's got it, and Cliff Lee has pitched his 11th career shutout, his 6th this season. And what a start for the Phillies in this 3-game series against the Braves. They win it by a final score of 9-0. Take a look at his last 7 starts. That's some pretty impressive stuff, folks. The offense was outstanding. The defense was outstanding. Cliff Lee, well, this was sheer pitching brilliance tonight against the Atlanta Braves.
Use that term surgical. There are the Phillies back to 10 up in the loss column with an 8.5 game lead. And, you know, the games continue to dwindle away for anybody trying to catch them.
89-48, the record for the Phillies. 1 win away from 90 for the season. And for Cliff Lee, it's his 16th victory that ties him with Roy Halladay for the team lead. And he is our Chevrolet player of the game.
Now, who else? Boy, the ovation's still going on here for Cliff Lee and the Phillies. He came right out tonight. There was a great cutter to Dan Uggla in the first inning. Another cutter there. Fastball away to Freddie Freeman. Up and down. A curveball. Good play by him right there. He had a couple double plays tonight. Here's Brian McCann. Gets jammed at the end of the game. You see McCann kind of resigned it. Gee, we just made another week out and this thing's over. That was unbelievable game right there by Cliff Lee, and he is down there with Sarge. Sarge, take it away.
Hey, guys, thanks a lot. What a great game again. You mentioned that it was fun. This has to be fun, the way you threw the ball tonight.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of offense. We kept it from scoring. Some unbelievable plays defensively. I mean, that play that Howard made over here was unbelievable. Yeah, it was a team effort all the way. I mean, we did everything we needed to do to win. We pitched, we hit, and we played great defense. I mean, it was really good, especially considering we're playing the Braves. You know, the first game of a 3-game series, a team that's right behind us, and yeah, we gotta set the tone early here, and we did.
How about these fans, Cliff? How they come out and behind you? That has to give you some extra juice.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they've been doing it all year, and you can definitely hear them pick it up there in the 9th inning. That was definitely an energy boost right there. So, yeah, they've done it all year. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, they come out and support us. They understand the game. They don't need the teleprompter to tell them to get up. I mean, they understand baseball, and that's as a player you got to respect that.
How about that hit? Line drive hit, guy throwing 97. Come on now.
Yeah, I had to get the head out. I knew he was throwing hard, so I had to get the head out right there. But yeah, it was nice to see something straight. You know, Lowe kind of handled me all day, so it was good to see something straight. I didn't care how hard it was. But, yeah, Lowe had my number tonight.
All right, man. Continued success. Thanks for coming on. All right, Tom, Muff.
All right, Sarge, thank you very much. The Phillies win it by a final of 9-0. And there you see Cliff Lee joins 13 others with 6 shutouts in a season for the Phillies. Look at the names that are on that list. Obviously, Grover Cleveland Alexander, Steve Carlton, George McQuillan, Jim Bunning in 1965 had 7 shutouts. Cliff Lee with 6 here in 2011. What does that mean? Well, it's another spit and kick in the gum because it's a successful night for Cliff Lee and the Phillies.